Ali, welcome to Masters of Marketing.
Nice to have you, man. Thank you.
What do they call you, Ali or Ace?
I go by Ace, Ali, Alex, but Ace. I like Ace.
Okay. Yalla, perfect. So who is Ace and what do you do?
So I'm a sales leadership consultant, entrepreneur, um, but mainly sales is my thing, man. I've been in sales for 20, yeah, around 20 years now. Uh, did street sales, business to business, in a distribution company. Then I did phone sales for 8 years. Then I did consulting, sales company, and salespeople, and public speaking for the last couple of years. And I opened up a few businesses along the journey, like the one I'm in now, which is my sales brokerage, my sales brokerage, Taker's Brokerage.
Um, yeah, I know. I follow you obviously on Instagram and definitely valuable tips. And it's pretty cool what you're doing. I like that you're sharing the journey on Instagram. It's pretty cool. Oh, can anybody learn sales, you think?
I think everybody's already associated with sales. I think sales starts as soon as you come out of the womb. It starts when you're crying for milk. It starts when you're going to the grocery store with your parents and you're asking them to buy you a chocolate bar. It starts when you're asking your teacher to let you slip on turning in an assignment late. I think sales is influence and persuasion. So I think your whole life you're selling whether you know it or not. I think you're selling somebody to like you. I think selling is making somebody believe you, right? I think selling is looking in the mirror and selling yourself on your confidence and that you're prepared for the day. So I think sales is psychological and it applies to everything. There's a book by Grant Cardone. It says, sell or be sold. So you're either selling or you're either being sold.
All right. Why would a business invest in outbound if inbound is already scalable, predictable, and way easier to do?
Well, define inbound versus outbound.
So inbound is anything that comes to you through content creation, blogs, ads could be inbound.
Yeah, so inbound is marketing and outbound is selling. That's what it comes down to. And I think I wouldn't say equally important, but it really depends on your expertise, right? Because if I could launch ads right now, and I'm a genius on the marketing side, and my phones are blowing up ringing, why would I need to do outbound if I'm getting enough business from inbound? But if I'm doing ads and marketing, and I still have 50% of my time left because I'm not getting enough business inbound, then I would fill up my other 50% with outbound. So I don't think if you're getting so much business inbound that you should still do outbound because you're filling up your business with your inbound calls and it's a lot easier to scale. But how much are you spending on inbound? How much does it cost to make your phone ring? Is it a profitable model for you? So there's a lot more that goes into it. I know people that do full inbound and they're masters on the creative side as far as marketing and ads and getting people, and then they have appointment setters and closers depending on the ticket product you're selling. And there's other types of businesses, like one of the ones I'm in, like I own a brokerage for mortgages. That's an outbound kind of business and an inbound kind of business. So I guess it really depends on the situation, the product, or the service, and I'll tell you whether outbound or inbound makes more sense.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And for us as a business, for example, as a digital marketing agency, inbound marketing is enough, at least for the amount of business that we need. But the beauty of outbound is that you are targeting the perfect client. Inbound, 70-80% are unqualified leads.
Yeah, so
So
you're
you
doing
gotta spend.
in that case you're doing strategic outbound, where you picked
Yeah,
your clients that you want to work with and you do strategic outbound to them because
yeah,
they have a lot of potential for a partnership, right? I think you should always be doing strategic outbounding. But I thought you were just talking about dialing leads and trying to close people and making that a full-time thing. I think strategically you should always be looking for the right partners, whether or not you have good enough business coming in your inbound.
Yeah. So, and I guess, that's what I meant by my question, because outbound, it requires definitely a certain mindset, a certain skill. And I've been in sales as well most of my career, and it was outbound before. So we used to go and knock doors and do sales blitz and phone calls, and there was no LinkedIn before, there were no email blasts and so forth. And that takes a lot of time, and that takes a lot of rejection, and you gotta keep on doing it, and a lot of follow-ups. Well, inbound, when the leads come to you, they have a need, they want to talk to you specifically, so it's a lot easier. It's completely different skills.
Yeah, which one would you rather have?
I mean, definitely inbound.
Yeah, inbound, right? Because look, times are changing, right? You said door to door. Like here in the States, right? Because you're in Dubai. In the States, we had a situation where somebody dressed like DTE, DTE, Consumer Energy.
Hmm.
You know who that is, that company?
No.
So it's an electric company, right? And the States. Somebody dressed as them knocked on somebody's door and they robbed somebody and kidnapped them. So there's burglaries happening, there's thieves happening. If somebody knocks on my door, I had a door-to-door salesperson knock on my door 2 weeks ago. It was 7:30 at night. I got on the camera and I said, "Get the fuck off my porch. It's 7:30 at night. I don't know who you are." So the door-to-door selling is not as in as it used to be. People get offended now by door-to-door. And even outbounding, there's so many scams out there. People's phones are getting blown up. My phone gets blown up by 10, 15 random calls a day. Student loans, debt relief, Medicare, all this bullshit coming in. I'm completely turned off by outbound random calls. So
Well, you guys do it, right? For your business. You guys do it for the mortgage business, right? You
we do it
outbound?
for people that inquire.
How do they inquire? How do they find you?
From inbound, from lead
Got it.
lead
Okay.
magnets.
Okay, got it.
Pop-ups.
So you're doing inbound. Okay, cool. Okay.
Well, it's not necessarily inbound. We have inbound, but the majority is outbound because people fill out the information, then it says you're going to receive a phone call, and then we call them.
Right. But
So
that's, in a way, that's inbound as well for us, because
Correct,
we
because-
run ads.
Because
and
they
come to
inquire.
us.
Correct. Yeah. No, we're not. We're
Got
not.
it.
We're not doing 100% cold calling. Yeah. No, we're
Got it,
we're
got it,
we're
got it.
putting out the creatives. We're partnering up with lead companies. People are showing interest, and then we're one of a few people that are calling them. But we do have competition calling them as well. They're not exclusive leads all the time. So sometimes we're competing against other companies and other sales reps with my company, and we got to have the competitive edge over them. But yeah, so I'm saying in today's day and age, complete cold calling and outbounding is not it anymore. And door-to-door sales is not it anymore, especially in the States.
Okay. All right. I listed some questions based on outbound, and I'm going to actually change them now. So,
Well, look, I still train companies on outbound. I'm still passionate about outbound. I still have, a lot of training I do for outbound. So I'm not saying that you can still ask those questions, but I'm saying complete outbound compared to somebody that inquired, shows interest, you gathered their lead on your website, and outbounding that person is two different things.
what would you say in this case is the best outbound process?
Complete cold outbound or inquired outbound? Which one?
Not required, no. Complete. So,
Complete
yeah,
cold,
just-
like pulling up random phone numbers and calling people to sell what?
So, let's take an example. My agency, right? A marketing agency.
Yes.
A
You guys,
marketing
all right, so give me an
agency,
example.
yeah.
You know what I do. I have businesses. I do sales consulting, leadership consulting. I have a virtual training academy. I have books and planners. Your agent calls me. What are you selling me on?
Depending on the service. So that's my question to you. So what would be that process to you if you want to do, let's say if you want to train our team on outbound, and let's say one of the services that we sell is social media marketing, social media management services.
What does that
How would you go
entail?
about it? So that entails social media strategy, content creation, posting on your behalf, community management, replying to posts and so forth, and reporting. So basically we take over all your social media scope. So instead of posting, so like now you do, for example, for your own self, I see that you have a camera rolling, shooting, and someone editing your stuff, right? So we come up with a strategy for you. We say, Ali, this is what's working. The stuff that you're doing doesn't generate a lot of interest. You should do it. So first of all, topic. So content pillars. Second, this is how you should film. This is how we should edit. This is how you should, do a little bit of personal work. Da 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 da. We edit it, we post it, we reply to comments and so forth, and then we report at the end of the month. That's the service that we sell.
Okay, got you. So what I'd recommend to you first is, number one, you have to understand that right now my Instagram, my DMs are filled with these kind of offers, right? So it's a saturated space right now. It wasn't that saturated a couple of years ago. Now it's more saturated. So if the space for your service or product is saturated, the first thing you have to do is, how could I be different than everybody else? I said outbounding and cold calling and door-to-door doesn't work anymore. You know what works? Custom value. How do you provide custom value to me? So what I would do, Bassam, is I would actually do the work first, which people are doing already. They're sending me videos. They're sending me Loom videos on my website telling me what I should change, holes in my business, where my YouTube is failing. I'm getting a bunch of those, so people are starting to do those. But for you, I would do a Google Drive folder. Tell me, here's 5 videos we took from your YouTube. We recreated them for you. Here's our content strategy after studying your page. Here's a video that I took. So you make a whole custom plan for me. Show me the work, show me the value. And when I look at this message or this email, I'm like, holy shit. Come check out Bassam's team and what they're doing for me. We got to get these guys on the phone. I like these guys' style. Now that takes a little bit of work, because now you have to do work for me for free just to see if I'm interested. But if you land me as a client, I'm a pretty big client. I'm going to make you your investment back. And even if you reach out to 10 clients and do the work and one of them reaches back, it's still worth your time. So the first thing I train your guys on building a custom approach for every single client you guys are targeting. Figuring out where the weakness is, how you could provide value to them, working on it for a week or 2 weeks, making a custom project, providing the value, and then sending it to them and saying, don't miss this. You don't have to read anything. Click this link and see what we've been working on for you for the last 30 days. If you're interested, give me a call.
Right.
You would be wowing people with that service, especially if you guys are actually good. Because here's the thing. You know that company, they're from Dubai. I think it's S&P. Is that their name?
I'm not sure.
S&P. I'm pretty sure it's S&P. I don't know. I seen an ad on Instagram. It said, these guys do the Andrew Tate strategy. They post for you on 10 different accounts. They give you 60 posts a day, 300 posts a week. Their clients are going from 20,000 to 100,000 followers in 30 days. Money back guaranteed. I got sold on it. I'm like, that looks pretty good. And I do want people to post my content because I like that strategy of being omnipresent and creating, 10, 20 burner accounts and then posting your content everywhere so your face could be more recognizable. Luke Belmore does that strategy. Andrew Tate was famous for that strategy where he got everybody inside of Tate University to repost his stuff. A lot of folks are doing that strategy, and it does work because the more people see your face, the more familiar you become. I like the strategy. I said, let me try these guys out. I call these guys, talking a big game. I do the first Zoom with him. He's in a white t-shirt in a kitchen with a fan on top of his head. I already knew it didn't seem comfortable. It didn't seem like a high-level company. Yeah, I still give them a chance. Then after that, they edit my videos. They make the accounts. The editing sucks. There's mistakes inside of it. They don't understand. They don't want to talk. I completely burned my money with them, and I had to dispute the charges because the guy got very disrespectful on WhatsApp. His name was Nikolai or something, and I didn't want to work with him anymore, and I disputed the charge, and I told him fuck off, But he did sell me in a sense of, hey, we could do this for you, we could blow you up, but it was all fluff. Anybody could make 10 burner accounts and post random content. It's about quality of content. Who's looking at the videos? Who's editing them? What kind of text you using? What kind of music you using? Is the music trending? He was putting me like Universal Music, free copyright music that sucked in the background. Music is very important to me. The music and the words have to line up and match. Who's going to do that kind of, detailed work for you for your social media? I offer a social media package on my website. You know what my social media package is? It's posting, editing, and I'll give you advice on what to shoot. You send me the raw videos, and I have my team edit and do the posting for you. But that's it. I don't go into answering DMs, scaling ads, because that's not my strong suit. My strong suit is I can help you with your creative ideas. You shoot them. I got good editors to edit them with trending themes. We're always training. We're always getting better. And then they'll post it for you to save you some time, because I'm a fan of saving time. So like, that's the thing that I promote. But I'm telling you this because there's so many companies out there that are talking all this talk, but they're not doing much walking of it, man. And if you really want to be that company, that Bassam's company is different. What's your company called?
Igloo.
Igloo? Igloo company's different. How are you different? You make custom strategies for each of your clients. You scale them and you make them more profit. That means when you take over my social media, I make more money than I'm making now, and I make more money than I'm paying you on top of what I'm making now, so it's worth my investment. How could you guarantee me that? Are you willing to take over my social media for 30 days? And then if you scale better than I was scaling, I pay you, and if you didn't scale better, I don't pay you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm asking you, are you willing to
sense.
do that? If I tell you you could take over my social media and everything, but you got 30 days to prove to me that you could do more performance than I was doing with your plan, would you take that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You're
Well, it
confident.
depends, right? Like, of course, like we produce very high quality content. I mean, the clients that we work with, they're not, the small businesses. So they have budgets. Our retainers about $5,000-$6,000 a month. So we have, teams with like 50, 60 people. We have content creators. So we produce high quality content. Now, if I talk to a company that is producing better quality content than me, then of course not. But in most cases, most businesses don't do social right. And we don't target the McDonald's of the world and the Unilevers of the world. We target the medium-sized businesses like an insurance company or a bank or whatever, like a hotel group or a clinic group, right? So, but I hear you. So for me, I don't do necessarily, we're not doing outbound because we don't need to, but I'm just asking for the audience, like just giving an example, the agency, right? So how would the best outbound process works? And I agree with you. Custom selling is the best.
Custom
takes a lot of
selling, if
time.
you're doing to specific customers, right? Because your business is marketing. So obviously you're studying my Instagram and my website before you reach out to me because you're doing marketing. It only makes sense that you research your clientele. But let's say somebody's selling vacuums and they're just calling house to house for an automatic vacuum. In that case, I'd say the most important thing for that kind of sale, a universal sale that applies to everybody, and it's not very specific or custom, I'd say you got to have good scripting on the phone, right?
Yeah.
Text scripts, voicemail scripts, sales scripts, strong introductions, pivoting and taking control, right? Charismatic, being funny, like all those things matter. So in that case, the most important thing for those outbound companies is going to be the personality and the sharpness of your salespeople.
All right.
Because you could have somebody call you on the phone and say, "Hey, Bassam, I'm calling you from Vacuum Dubai, and we have these new vacuums, and they're automatic, and they clean you're gonna hang up in my face." But if I call you and say, "Hey, Bassam, how's it going today? Great. Hey, my name's Alex. I'm actually calling you from Dubai Vacuums. I wanted to ask you, what kind of vacuum do you have at home?" Then you tell me. Then I'm like, okay, great. Look, I'm not here to waste any of your time. I got something that we're selling all around your neighborhood. We're shipping to your area next week. We got a few of these left, and I think it's something you're gonna like. I just sent you a photo to your phone. Check out that photo. This is an automatic vacuum. Imagine this thing could vacuum your whole house for you. How much time would that save you? And what would you do with that time? How much does your time value every single hour? And how often do you vacuum? That's what, 5 hours a week? You said your time's worth about $50 an hour, $250 a week. What if I told you I could sell you this whole automatic vacuum for $250 and you never have to vacuum again? We're going to be there next week. You want us to drop you one off? So it's a different kind of sale if I'm coming in there with confidence. And I don't know shit about vacuums. I'm just making up something out of the top of my head,
Yeah.
But it's two different salespeople sounding two different ways. If I have this guy, "Hey, it's Alex with you from, Dubai Vacuums. How's your morning going so far?" If I have these guys, my business is failing. If I have the sharks on this side, Bassam, how's it going today? Hey, not here to waste any of your time. And if I'm coming in quick with that approach, these are the kind of guys you need in that outbound model. And if you don't have them, build them. And if you need help building them, that's what I do.
Yeah. And do you, like for all your salespeople, they have like a process that they follow? So that's how you do the first call, that's how you do the second call, that's how you handle this objective, that
Oh yeah,
objective, that's how you
we
follow.
have a call flow. We have a call flow.
Okay.
We have objection guides. We do
And
call.
everybody, all the same people, all the salespeople follow exactly the same process, the same system.
They follow the framework. I'm not a fan of scripting. I don't tell them read word by word what I'm saying because every single person has a unique personality. A lot of these companies, like they give their salespeople scripts and they want them to read paragraphs. It sounds like you're reading. So
Yeah.
I don't do that. I give them framework, like introduction, right? Brand. Inside the introduction, you should brand. You should provide value. You should pivot and take control. You brand different than me. He brands different than her. So everybody has their own way of branding. I just say brand. I don't say, hey, my name is Alex Charafeddine. I've been doing this for a decade. I'm going to take care of you and your family, take you to, like, no. Brand whichever way you want to brand, right? Just make a nice brand.
Give me an example of how you guys do it exactly. So what is brand? What is value?
What product or service you're selling? Because I have a lot of different companies.
Any.
Any?
Yeah, any.
Okay, I could say it's Bassam with you from Acez Academy. Not here to waste any of your time. We've been in the industry for 3 to 4 years. The average clientele that we have right now is doubling their revenue. We know that you're in a business of life insurance, and we've trained companies like PHP and some of the top life insurance companies in the country. We'd love to see your process and break it down for you and see how we can make it better. What's your biggest opportunity right now?
Okay. So how did you break this down? Did you break it by
I did
brand?
a brand, and then I provided custom value by letting you know the companies we're working with. And then I pivoted and took control by telling you what is your biggest opportunity.
Okay. The brand is introducing yourself. That's what you meant by brand?
Yeah, brand is, hey, my name is Bassam with Acez Academy. We've been in the industry for 3 years. We help most companies across the country scale their sales and help them with their leadership improvement. That's my brand right there. If I'm doing mortgages, hey, it's Ace with you from Takers Brokerage. I've been in the industry for a decade. I've worked for Fortune 500 companies and as a financial consultant. I work with all the lenders across the country to find you and your family the best deal. You were flagged for a great opportunity on our website here for cash out or savings. What were you looking to get accomplished? It's the same exact framework. It's a brand in the beginning, provide custom value, and then I pivot and take control. If you just brand and provide custom value and then you don't pivot and take control, I just say, hey, it's Bassam with you from Acez Academy. We've been in the industry for a couple of years. We're training most life insurance companies just like yours right now, helping them double and triple their sales. And then I stop. You're going to be like, no, I don't got time right now. No, I'm not interested because I didn't pivot and take control. But if I say we're training most companies just like yours right now, helping them double and triple their sales, we wanted to see if we'd be a right fit. What's your biggest opportunity? You see, I just took control and swiveled the call to a different place, so you have to now answer my question instead of me stopping and falling in a black hole.
What if a prospect tells you, I'm not interested, what would be the answer?
What part of the call are they telling me that?
Like if you say, for example, the last part, what is your biggest challenge, for example? They tell you, I'm not
let's
interested.
go. You be the client, okay?
Yeah.
Hey, Bassam, it's Ace giving you a call from Acez Academy. How's your day going so far?
Good, and yours?
My day's going great, brother. Look, I know you run a marketing agency in Dubai. I'm actually born in Dubai, man, so it's nice to meet you. I love to help people that are from the same place as me, and maybe one day I could visit and meet you down there. I've been doing sales consulting and business growth for the last couple of years. I own businesses myself, and I could help companies scale. What do you think your biggest opportunity is right now in your sales process?
And if I say here, I'm not interested, I don't have the time now, I'm sitting with someone.
Oh, got it. Okay, so you're sitting with somebody or you're not interested?
I'm sitting with somebody.
That's two different things. So
I'm sitting with somebody and I'm not interested.
okay, definitely. I never gave you anything to be interested or not interested in. And Bassam, I wouldn't waste your time with this anyways. Give me 5 minutes to hear me out on what I could do for you. If I can't increase your sales or help better your business, I'll hang up on myself, brother. I'm not here to waste your time. I also have a lot of business just like you that I could show you. It's definitely going to be worth your time. Give me a couple of minutes to show you what I'm doing. And if you're still not interested by the end, we'll part ways as friends. You got a couple minutes now?
Sounds good. Yeah, sure.
Or you could tell me I'm really busy. You say, okay, you're really busy. What's a better time?
I'm sitting with someone. Yeah, I'm sitting with someone.
Okay, no worries, man. I don't want to bother you. Are you sitting with somebody? What time are you going to be finished sitting with somebody?
Yeah, let's say by 5 p.m. today.
By 5 p.m.? All right, is there anybody on your team that I could talk to and gather some information for so I can make you a custom proposal by the time you're done of what I could do for you?
Yeah, not at the moment. Nobody's here now.
Oh, nobody works on your team?
Not now. Nobody's here
Well,
now.
that's the first opportunity, man. We need somebody answering the phones for you. Somebody dialing on the phones for you. That'd be my first. That would be my first piece of advice. But anyways, I'll call you at 5 o'clock. I'm going to shoot you a text and an email with a little bit of information about me and my company, so you have it. And I'll talk to you at 5.
Sounds good.
So like, I tried to get somebody from your team so I could get somebody else and make a relationship with somebody else and get my way inside the door. That's very important. So if I'm not talking to you, let me talk to your assistant. Let me talk to somebody at the front desk. Let me talk to your partner, right? And if I
So-
can't do that, I'll push it till 5 because you're busy. And then I'll shoot you a nice text. Say, hey, Bassam, thanks for taking the call. I know you're busy right now. I'm not here to waste your time. Here's our last 5 clients and what we did for them. Here's some things I noticed on your website that need some improving. Here's the things I wanted to talk to you about. Can't wait to talk to you at 5. You read the text, you're like, holy shit. Maybe this guy knows what he's talking about.
And most people don't do that.
No? And then at 3 o'clock, I'm
Most
like, hey,
people will be like,
Bassam,
"Oh, yeah."
hey,
Yeah.
Bassam, it's 3 o'clock. Our appointment's coming up at 5. Can't wait to talk to you. Then at 4:50, hey, Bassam, I just got out my meeting early. You got time now? Or should I wait 10 more minutes? Most people don't do that. Most people don't boil up the pot for appointments. You set an appointment, the appointment doesn't show up. One of my guys told me that the other day. He said, none of my appointments are showing up. I said, when do you call your appointment? It's the time of the appointment. I said, you're wrong. If I set an appointment with you for Friday and it's Monday, I'm going to text you on Tuesday, check up on Wednesday, email you on Thursday, then text you Friday morning, Friday afternoon. You ready? Try to get a commitment from you. Try to have you bring something to the meeting. I want to keep the communication going even though we have an appointment, because if you shaft my communication throughout the week, that means you're probably not going to show up to my appointment. But if you keep the communication lines going, you are probably going to show up to my appointment.
Yes, sir. Okay. And how to best incentivize the lead generators or the appointment setters? First of all, actually, just before that question, how would you build the best sales team between appointment setters, salespeople, account managers? Would you split them, or your salespeople, they do the lead gen, the appointment setting, and the sales?
The best way to structure a sales team is to have salespeople with a sales leader that gets paid off the sales team's performance, sales leaders that report to a regional leadership coach that gets paid off the leader's numbers. And this is the way the framework should be built. So everybody eats off each other. And it's all production based. Now, as far as appointment setters, I've dabbled in appointment setters before. Appointment setters, closers, that works as well. But I find a lot of time that these appointment setters and the closers, people are hiring random people. They're losing the quality of the service. They're saying dumb stuff on the phone. I just seen a video the other day with, Andy Elliott's sales guy calling somebody on the phone and trying to sell him $15,000 or $25,000 package, something like that. And the guy's like, well, what do I get with this package? He's like, well, you get to be by Andy Elliott. You get to look him in the eyes. He's like, oh, just look him in the eyes? He's like, yeah, like you might pat him on the back when he walks by. Like, what are these guys saying? What are you selling? Like, you're selling somebody, you want to pat him on the back? Like, who is he, fucking God? Astaghfirullah? I want to pat him on the back for $15,000. So, like, Andy Elliott's a smart guy. He has a great team, but that one closer probably wasn't saying the right things for him. And somebody recorded the call and they put it on TikTok. So these are the kind of things that you don't want to be happening with these closers and appointment setters. So you need recorded calls. You need call reviews. You need leaders on top of the salespeople that are reviewing their calls, getting paid on their production. So you need accountability. That's really what you need. You don't want to just put a bunch of setters out there and closers out there and you don't know what the hell they're saying on the phone calls. The most important thing for your sales process is to review your sales calls. Make sure you know what's going on in the phones.
How do you do it? Like, the leads that you get, are they handled by salespeople or they're handled by qualifiers first?
Both. I have telemarketers that call and they transfer to the salespeople, and salespeople take the call and try to close the deal. Then I have second voice team. If the salespeople can't get them, I got another team that calls them again and tries to get them. And then sometimes I hop on the phone and I call and try to get them. And every single one of those categories is recorded. And every single week I have a day in a meeting where we just play random call clips.
Makes sense.
So the team all knows I play random call clips once a week They don't know whose call clip I'm going to play, but we're always reviewing call clips. And inside the one-on-ones with the leaders and the salespeople, part of the one-on-one that they do monthly with each person, they listen to a random call clip. Call clips are always happening. And sometimes you find great things that are happening on the phone, and you're like, good job, and you display it to everybody, and you give somebody, you know, recognition. And then sometimes you find bad stuff that are happening on the phone, and you get rid of cancers that are on your team.
And these are how are these phone calls recorded? Are they like Zoom calls or the recorded phone calls?
No, we have software and we have recorded on the computer.
Okay. And the leads, when they come in, they're handled directly by salespeople, or they're handled by qualifiers first and then they go to salespeople?
Both. The new leads, the freshest and new leads, the prime leads are handled by salespeople. The old leads are handled by dialers.
So the new leads are handled directly by sales?
Correct. Because if a new lead is fresh, it's hottest when it's on the stove. You don't want a fresh lead to go to anybody but the closer.
And basically they're pre-qualified before they reach the leads?
They're pre-qualified through the lead forms, yes.
Okay, so the lead form is in a way
if they weren't pre-qualified through the lead form, then I'd have dialers going through all of them.
Got it. So these are like the qualifiers in this case.
Yeah.
And the forms, they're like detailed forms, like with multiple questions.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yes? How many questions would you have in the lead form?
Between 6 and 16.
Okay, so that many.
Yeah, if you go to my website and you want to apply to my brokerage, you have to go through like an 8-page lead form. If you go to my website and you want to apply for a mortgage, you could see the lead form we have for mortgages on Taker's Brokerage.
Okay, makes sense.
So for you, your lead form is going to be how much money are you generating in your business? How much are you investing in social media? How big is your team? Like, those are your questions on your lead form. That's what they should be.
What's your designation?
Yeah, what's your biggest opportunity? What's one thing you're looking forward to fix?
How many times do you contact the prospect or a lead before dropping it?
What kind of lead?
Let's say someone filled the mortgage form on your website.
3 to 6 times first day, 2 to 3 times the second day and third day, 1 to 2 times the fourth and fifth day, and then 1 time a day the next 2 days, and then they go into automated campaign.
Okay. So what about the theory of saying, playing hard to get versus your theory of calling, 20, 30 times in a couple of days?
Well, again, depending on the industry, it's different. If you ask me for my consulting, if a company fills out for my consulting, they want help with their sales or leadership, I'm not calling them 6 times in one day.
Okay.
Somebody reaches out for my consulting, they might get an email the first day, phone call 3 days later, text 6 days later. So that's more hard to get because why? I'm busier in my academy. I don't have as much manpower in my academy. Now, when you talk about mortgages, which is the other side, there's about 5, 6 companies that buy the same leads that I buy. So if I don't call them 4 or 5 times, they're talking to somebody else. That's a more competitive market. So that's more fast paced, and that's why we call them that many times. There is no playing hard to get. By the time I play hard to get, they already closed with somebody else. The market is crazy right now for mortgages.
But if we remove the industry from the equation, like what would be the best way? Is it calling? Like if that other business, the consultancy business, if you had enough time, right, to handle so many more leads and so many more clients, would you call them 6 times a day?
If I had enough time?
Yeah, to manage more people and to bring in more people to the academy, because you said you're limited on time, right?
Yeah.
And resources. But if you had time and resources, would you call them 6 times the first day?
I would call 3 times. I think that's a perfect number. I tell my team it's 3 rounds. I say round 1 in the morning, voicemail, email, and text every single person, land, air, and sea. You're hitting them from all 3 forms of communication. Afternoon.
So you're not playing hard to get, basically.
Yep. Afternoon, just a phone call. Evening, phone call and a text.
Got it. So that playing hard to get is not something that you like to follow?
No. Not for a product or
Right.
service, man. What's the point of playing hard to get? If you trust in your value, you trust in your service, and you're confident in your abilities, then put me on the phone with anybody right now, and I'm going to tell them why they should hire me as a consultant or why they should do business with me, because I'm confident in my service and my product. Now, if I'm scared to talk on the phone and I don't know if I'm not that confident in my abilities, that's when you start thinking mind games and playing hard to get. There is no playing hard to get. Look, I got good value. I do good
Yeah.
service for people. I help increase people's sales. Do you want to work with me or not? Do you want to increase your sales or not?
Mm.
Like, I don't have time, right?
Yeah. Makes sense. I'm just asking because, there's the other school of thought where, these sales leader or these business leaders, they say, play hard to get, don't follow up. It's like a very busy doctor, right? You need that busy doctor. And if this doctor is not busy, then they feel like, this agency or this consultancy firm, they're not very busy. They just keep on calling us, right? Versus if they don't call us at all, then we feel like we have to just follow up with them to
Yeah,
work
so
with
it's
them.
really case by case scenario because like now you're talking about negotiation tactics. In negotiation, it's good to play hard to get sometimes. For example, if I'm selling my Corvette and you call me and you give me an offer for $50,000 and I put it up for $70,000, I'm not going to call you 3 times a day to try to sell you my Corvette because then you're going to think I'm desperate and that your offer stands valid. You tell me 50,000, I'm gonna be like, nah, man, we can't even entertain that offer. I'm gonna hang up and I'm not gonna call you for 2 weeks because I want you to think you missed out on something. That's a negotiation tactic, right? Playing hard to get, not seeming like you're desperate. I get that. It's really like, what are you selling? What's the product or service? If you're doing mortgages and it's saturated, you don't want to play hard to get because somebody else will eat that client up. If I'm doing marketing for you and I know you're not going to go anywhere else for marketing, yeah, you could play hard to get because you're like, he's not going anywhere. He has a marketing team. We have time to get this guy. Let's work slowly with them and show him what we could do. So yeah, like I do agree in a sense, sometimes in negotiation, playing hard to get and playing it slow works. But if you have a saturated market where the sale and the turnover time is very quick to close a prospect, in that case, you have to go land, air, and sea, text, voicemail, email, social media 3 times a day, get them on the phone and close them. If you have a slow-moving product that could afford you being patient, where negotiation comes into place, then you could play hard to get. So it's really a case-by-case basis.
Makes sense. For the academy, how long is your sales cycle?
My sales cycle is never ending for the academy.
A lead comes in, how long does it take for it to close?
Until they say stop and opt out of my messaging. They're going to get messaging. They're going to get text messages every week, emails every week.
For you to close them. For you to close them, how long does it usually take?
I do 3 values, 75% value, 25% asking for the business. So you'll get 3-4 emails from me about just value, 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 value. Then the 4th email is like, hey, by the way, we have these books and planners. If you're looking for a good planner for the new year for sales or leadership, we have the perfect planner for you. Value, 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 value. Hey, we're running a New Year's webinar for goal planning. Make sure you join it. Here's 50% off. Value, 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 value. Hey, if you're not in the academy, make sure you join it for our weekly calls. This week, we're going to have blah, blah, blah on the show. So you go into my funnel where you're getting 75% value and 25% asking for your business.
Okay, makes sense. On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is personal development or personal branding? I mean, for salespeople.
You said personal development first. I think personal development comes before personal branding.
Yeah,
I think they're connected. I think they're
personal branding.
Yeah, I think they're connected though. I think personal development, working on yourself, is personal branding.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, like
personal branding is
like,
super important.
yeah.
What makes you unique? What is your story and how's it different than everybody else? And how do you expose that to the world? If you look at my social media, I don't think there's any other coach out there that's like me. I think I have my own personal brand that's unique. And you know what it is? It's being authentic. It's not giving a fuck what people think about you and being yourself. I think I am myself. A lot of people see me on social media as arrogant. This guy's cocky. I would never want to have this guy as my leader. And everybody inside my office here is like, man, I can't believe you get negative comments. People don't really know who you are, right? So if people actually knew who I was and understood who I am, they would understand my content. But I'm not trying to shelter myself and be different and act a little nicer on social media to be good for everybody. My personal brand is being myself. So I think for people out there, you should focus on what makes you unique, putting it out there to the world, whether they like it or not, and keep developing yourself every single day. I'm not saying I don't learn from negative comments. I learn, was I too harsh in this video? Am I being an asshole? Am I being selfish or selfless? Could I be a little more selfish? Could I be a little more selfless? I'm learning and adapting, and I take learning from everything. But at the same time, I'm not losing my authenticity. I want to remain true to who I am. And that's what people need to be doing in their personal brand, displaying that to the world and then showcasing it.
Me. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how important is personal branding for salespeople?
9.
Is that important? Why?
Because if they get off the phone with you and they don't know what makes you unique, then I could call them and I could swipe them right under your rug. That's why. The only thing that's going to make somebody really do business with you, not change their mind, not leave you for anything else, is because they believe in you. How do they believe in you? They believe in you because your personal brand, your personal story, everything that you told them on the phone call to help develop a relationship with them, that's what's important after the phone call. Everybody has a product or service, but every person has their own unique personal brand. And if you have no personal brand, no emotional connection with your clients, no uniqueness to your sale, then you're just as good as AI, because all you're doing is selling a script, product, or service. And AI doesn't have sick days. AI doesn't take shits. AI doesn't get depressed, and AI is better than you.
Makes sense. And what's the percentage of your salespeople investing in personal branding?
Every single one of them. That's the first thing they do in my training is create a personal brand.
What do they do? Social media posting?
No, we do the social media posting for them. We create strategies and ideas, and we have the social media strategy going on for them. But the first thing they do is, what makes you unique? They have to go through an exercise of what makes them unique, what makes them special, what's their why, what's their purpose, and how could they share this with the client, and how could they showcase this. So we put them through a deep mindset activity where they have to go deep and figure out how they could be unique and how they could showcase their personality and how they could bring something a little different than every single person. And that takes time to do, and we help them do that.
And how do they do it? Like online? They post stuff online, or they're not necessarily?
No, they create their branding scripts, their emails, their signatures, their texts, their voicemails. All of that has a little bit of personal branding inside of it. And then we teach them how to display it while they're building a relationship with their clients.
Okay. And are you the only one posting videos on a daily basis? Or your salespeople do too?
We make videos for our salespeople too, and they all post.
So they show their face, they talk on the camera?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's good. Good stuff, man. For the sake of time, we already took 20 minutes extra. Is there anything we didn't cover that you think would be valuable for our viewers and listeners?
Well, I'll end it with this. I always say the easiest thing to make money is sales. Then I said, out of the easiest thing to make money is sales, the best way to maximize sales is to sell money. Because sales is the easiest, and the best thing to sell is money, so that makes selling money is the easiest. We all sell money whether we know it or not. You don't sell marketing, you sell making me more money. I don't sell coaching, I sell making you more money. Because personal branding, self-development, all this is making you more money. You are a stock. Every single day, your stock either stays stagnant, goes up, or goes down. So everything you do for yourself is increasing your net worth and your value. So the easiest thing to do is sales. The best thing to sell is money, which we all sell whether we know it or not. And to take it a level further, the easiest thing to do is sales. The best thing to sell is money. And what's better than that is teaching people how to make more money with the money you make them. That's a trifecta of sales. You're a marketing company. You sell me making more money through your marketing. Then you tell me with the extra money you're making, we're going to do this, this, and this and make you even more money. Boom, you got my business. Now you're building me a family tree of wealth.
Love it. So true, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Good to have you.
Thank you for having me, man.
And we'll talk to you soon.
I'm waiting for my custom videos, my custom proposal for you so we can work together, okay?
Yeah, let's do it.
Show me what you got, man. Thank you.